Can everyone see it? Everyone see it?
Yeah, we're good. Oh, here it comes! It's starting!
I'm not seeing anything.
Sakurai!
We'll be using today's showcase to give you a first look at our next DLC fighter.
Skip ahead.
Actually, hardly anyone knows what we'll be announcing today, even among Nintendo staff worldwide.
What?
The development team and other stakeholders have been working on this fighter with the utmost secrecy,
What?
which means other Nintendo staff around the globe will only start making preparations for release after the showcase has been broadcast. So, it won't be available right away. Please understand that it will take a little time. I think even many Nintendo employees will be surprised to see this and say, wow, really? So, let's all share in the fun of getting our hands on the latest information. However, even if you say, that's not the character I was picturing, I hope you don't have any hard feelings. We've prepared a fighter reveal video. Once it starts, I think you'll figure out who it is pretty quickly. Now, let's do this.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
We're going to the sun,
Oh, I
boys!
can't wait to see it!
Silence. Everyone silence.
Waluigi. What?
Oh my gosh.
It's a Fire Emblem character!
The time has finally come to unleash the
They're coming
forbidden
so
spell of
yesterday.
Zaharat upon our enemies!
I can't believe this!
Well, here comes the salt.
This better not be it.
It's a Fire Emblem character.
What were you thinking, charging right into an enemy's trap? As you and I are one, I too am trapped within this void. In time, our hearts and minds will cease to be.
Korin 2.0!
Are
Korin
you
2.0!
prepared to
I'm
die?
okay with this, I'm okay with this.
I thought as much.
Look, I'm
I
okay with
also
this.
do not wish to die. And yet... there is no other choice. You must
minute.
join Smash.
Yep, here comes the salt.
God dang it!
So much
Join
salt.
Smash Brothers
Yo,
already!
Vito!
What in the world are you waiting for?
Salt!
This
Salt!
is amazing!
This one.
I mean,
Female! Huh, wait!
Bailiff.
Yeah, bailiff.
So
Yep.
joining
my
Smash
gosh, another
consumes even the darkness itself!
Yep. Here we go. Hey, I'm glad someone's happy. Yep. We only get Fire Emblem.
Please give me the female!
No, we're getting the. Hey, they know their audience. We're getting the ult.
So you return, and sooner than
Wait a minute, wait.
I see. Too many swordsmen, are there? And you wield the sword as well?
Making a joke out of
What
it!
will you do?
Yep.
Female.
Yes, thank you!
So that is how you plan to win the day?
I'll actually play the character.
So be it. I reward your cleverness this time.
Thank
know-
you! I'll play it.
We
I'll
know
actually
the
play the
meme.
female.
You know the
Yes, thank you! I can play as the female!
How is this?
Oh!
meme. Yep.
Use the axe!
Recruits. Bailiff.
Oh, thank you! Wait, is this an Echo Fighter?
Bailiff recruits bailiff.
Oh!
Of anyone,
so
you
weird.
should be able to handle the hero's relic.
Oh my
Nope.
gosh!
Yep,
No
we-
freaking way!
Aerobot,
we
strike with
get
superior
more
reach.
What?
Use Amir's overwhelming power.
Oh, she uses an axe! That's so sick!
Unleash the blinding speed of Failnaught.
I have to get through
Along with the sword of the
I
creator,
have to get this
each
game.
weapon matches a direction.
Oh my gosh, they turned this character so unique!
Oh my god, the ice climber.
Your will and mine be now as one.
What's the final smash? Let's look at this.
To you, both sides of time are revealed.
Oh my god!
Oh,
Through Smash, show the world.
that is a sick final smash.
I'm playing the female. I'm just saying this right now. I ain't touching the male. I'm just gonna play straight the female. I don't even care.
Well,
I'll stick with the male then.
You know
Well,
what? I'm okay
rip-
with this.
rip
I'm
the
totally
third parties.
fine with this. I'm okay with this. But I'm not gonna lie. Oh.
I'm just here sitting there.
Yes, there you have it. Byleth from Fire Emblem Three Houses is joining the
Remember
battle.
last night I was joking. I was like,
Fire
yeah,
Emblem
it's
Three
gonna be
Houses
a-
was
it's gonna be
released
a
just
double-
last summer, so it's still very new. Even so,
character
you'll soon be able to play as them in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This release is planned for January 28th. You'll have instant access if you have the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters Pass, and it will also be available to purchase individually.
Yes.
In case you're not familiar with Fire Emblem or Three Houses, I'll explain a few things, so don't worry.
Fire Emblem is.
First off, what is Fire
You
Emblem?
broke your own rules, damn it!
yeah.
It's really hard to pronounce in Japanese. The producer said it's okay if I just say Fire Emblem.
Characters are supposed to be.
People are gonna
But when
be
writing it,
so
if you don't write Fire
mad.
Emblem, the Fire Emblem police will
I'm
come and
not
get
even
you,
kidding.
so
People
please
are
be
gonna be
careful.
so
Hey, you know what? The
mad.
character looks cool. That's all that matters.
The series' first entry launched in Japan on the Famicom in 1990. You could say it was a pioneer in the genre of tactical role-playing games. You might be wondering what makes it particularly tactical.
Hey, I'm glad.
Well,
I'm
it's
glad you're
tactical
getting,
in
a
that
lot
it
of hype
simulates
out of this
combat.
coach, man. I really am.
You can think of it as
You're the
moving
only one
pieces in a
getting
board
hype.
game, or in other words, a game in which you
You're the only
advance
one
units
getting hype
across
out
a
of
grid
this,
in
man.
battle.
I like Fire Emblem.
Yeah, but Fire Emblem isn't new
Yeah,
to
but there's like
Smash.
When we talk about tactical games of that era, there were lots of ones in which you command tanks, aircrafts, and so on. But Fire Emblem was unique because each unit was a
I
specific
love Fire
character,
Emblem too,
sort of
but
like in
we
role
only
playing.
have 7 characters in this game.
You will never avoid Fire Emblem.
Plus, something
Fire
made it stand out
Emblem
from other
will
Nintendo products.
This is the first
Characters
Nintendo
could
character.
permanently die.
First Nintendo character.
That's pretty direct language though, so perhaps we should just say they're
I
sleeping
had
with
like
the
a
fishes.
feeling that the last one was gonna be like a main Nintendo one.
But really, if a character fell in battle, you'd lose that unit. They'd be gone and you couldn't use them
I
again.
guess it makes sense because Fire Emblem Three Houses sold exponentially.
Recent entries in the series maintain this concept of permadeath to some degree in classic mode and what have you. But a lot of games now allow strategic withdrawals, so to speak.
Future Smash games, if
In the older games, your units would really be gone, never to be mentioned again. Scary. The game's stories are told like chronicles of war, with increasingly distinct characters and engrossing scenarios.
I know one of my friends.
Several
who literally
characters
has
also
this
appear in the
game
Super
who's
Smash
a
Bros.
male
series,
who
and
is
6 of the
going
7
to
can use a
freak
counterattack.
out.
It's their down special.
He is going to flip
There's
out.
actually a reason for this. When I was considering how to incorporate Fire Emblem fighters into Super Smash Bros. Melee, I thought it might be interesting to reflect the turn-based nature of the original game. First comes your opponent's turn. They attack and you counter. Next comes your turn.
So I'm not really too worried. There's still another pass.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
worried.
And now, Fire Emblem Three Houses is the 17th game in the series.
That's the last thing I'm hoping for. I'm hoping there's
People who aren't
like
Japanese in
40
particular
top.
might be thinking, 17 games? There are that many?
I love how he has
Well,
to,
if
like,
you include Fire Emblem
discuss,
Heroes
like,
in the
sword
remakes,
and
but you
counter
don't include the
combination.
Satellaview game, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, and Fire Emblem Warriors, then it comes out to 17 games. Let's try saying them in the Fire Emblem Can You Say It challenge.
Look, I'm just
I'll give it a
saying
try.
right now, I'm playing the female. I don't know why I keep saying that. I just don't know why I just like the female. I like the female design.
Okay, I'm not saying this against Sakurai, but I love how I'm not saying this against Sakurai, but I love how he's basically saying you will acknowledge Fire Emblem and you will like it,
There you
damn
go,
it!
17.
Look, Fire Emblem's a good series. You can all say that. Oh. So that was
So you saw how I was counting in a weird way, right?
Wonderful.
I was counting in binary.
Some people actually thought it was
This is
violent
0.
yesterday because
Fold
I
this
know
here
there
and you
was
get
a
1,
three and a three
and then you
houses,
get 2,
and they were
then 2
right.
plus 1 equals 3. So this would be 4,
Literally,
5,
I saw
6,
no one
7,
reject
and
this
8.
when they brought this
And
up.
then you get 16. Add 1 and you get 17. Awesome, isn't it?
Well, I have $51 ready for the next Fighters Pass.
You can actually count up to 31 on one hand. And if you use both hands, you can count all the way up to 1023.
So, this is the amount of Fire Emblem we're getting.
If you've given up counting the knots in the tatami mat, you could always give it a go.
Other Fire Emblem
Characters a little different.
What is Fire Emblem Three Houses?
Lucina,
In Japanese, the male version of the main character is called Bereto, and the female version is called Beresu. But in English, they share the same name, Byleth.
Byleth.
Byleth becomes a professor who ends up leading one of 3 academic houses. Once you've chosen a house, you guide them through their school life, and, well, you end up fighting the other houses. After a certain incident, 5 years pass, and you meet up with your grown-up students to battle against the other houses in their regions. It's a very sad game in which your former allies become enemies, turn hostile, and try to kill you.
They could have at least added Elgar.
To understand the concept of Fire Emblem Three Houses, I played an early version of the game before its release.
Look, let's be honest though.
I've done the same thing before, with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, for example.
Probably get no more Fire Emblem. I'm almost sure.
Because I couldn't wait until launch to experience it, or we'd have never made it in time. For that title, I borrowed an early version of the game for 2 days, ran around all the areas, saw the ending, and realized for the first time, I guess we can't really have Breath of the Wild's Princess Zelda as a fighter.
History of Fire Emblem, we're just talking about it. I mean, I'm paying attention, but I know you guys are.
I did the same this time, but with there being 3 houses and multiple endings, it was really hard to get a feel for it.
Come on, the characters should be fun.
And of course, there weren't any walkthroughs I could reference.
Well, I won't be pretty cool with the character, but everyone's gonna be really disappointed. My tweet was pretty on.
I know.
The game has multiple routes, and the outcome of each is very
I'm
different.
so mad. Let's talk about this right now.
Your experience will vary depending on the route you choose, and many of the characters you meet will adopt different roles in the story. I'll try to avoid spoilers when I'm talking about the fighter. I hope you'll understand.
You know, all these DLC fighters are pretty much third-party characters.
Before my demonstration, I should point out that when I did the Terry Bogard showcase video, I mentioned that it was recorded a month in advance. But this time, we have to account for holidays, so we're filming 2 months in advance of this video.
Are we gonna get any more?
Right now, it's actually November. Therefore, some of what I'm about to show you might differ a bit from the finished version. As always, I'm using a special in-game camera and such for demonstration purposes. Here I
What
go.
gets me the most is the fact that they broke their own rules about the DLC characters. Series
You know what's kinda
new to
funny?
Smash instead
This
of
character literally comes out the week my
So,
like
this
Smash
is our new
competitive
fighter, Byleth.
local start. Actually, my competitive local start on the 31st. and this
Sadly,
character
they're
comes on
lacking
the
in
28th.
mobility. It's maybe a
Probably
bit better
won't
than
character, not
Robin's,
even
but that's about all you can say.
Basic mobility is low.
Throws are
Yep,
not their
character,
strong point
character's
either.
low tier.
They're
Low tier
grab lax
character.
range. But actually, you could say that they're distance
Well,
demons.
every DLC character we've added has gotten better.
Oh,
The
they
hero's
work on
relic game
distance.
changes depending on the direction you input with the stick. Each of the hero's relics
This
is a
character is
weapon
low
that
tier.
appears
There's
in
no
Fire
way you
Emblem
can have
Three
low
Houses.
mobility and be good at this
They
game.
look like bones, and there's a reason for that.
If the character's coming out January 28th,
First,
I don't
let's
think
talk
we're getting a
about the
Nintendo
weapon
Direct
Byleth
this
uses
month.
for upward inputs. The
I
Sword of the
honestly do
Creator.
not believe we're getting a Nintendo Direct
The Sword of the
this month. I
Creator
think
here
that will
is
be next
Byleth's
month.
default weapon. They use it for flurry attacks and tilt attacks, such as down tilt attacks, where it takes the form of a whip.
My god, that jab has more range than the
They
freaking
also use
Belmont.
the sword for dash attacks and
That
other
down
moves.
tilt does not look good.
no, it doesn't.
Oh no.
For their up smash attack,
This music
they'll
goes
whip the
pretty
sword
sick, though.
upward.
Oh my god,
Enemies
it's
in the air.
ZSS's. It's totally
For their up
ZSS.
air
Oh my
attack,
gosh!
they'll wave the whip sword overhead.
It does have a lot of range though.
The hit detection
That
for this
is
attack
so
lasts for a
weird.
relatively long time.
It's like the
The up
Belmont's up
special
tilt,
move
but
is
in the
really
air.
something.
Yeah.
The sword extends like this, allowing you to do things
Oh,
Oh
like
hey,
this.
it's Joker
I'm
or
gonna be honest
something.
with y'all. I'm
Joker's
not
up.
as I'm
It
not
was
as
pretty
disappointed. I'm not
terrifying how I knocked him
disappointed.
into
I'm
the
actually
air
more
with that
hyped than I
attack.
would have been
And
if
in
it was
addition-
Arlo from Puyo Puyo Tetris. That would have been weird.
How do you feel about characters
You can do awful things like this.
Oh, that's a cool recovery.
She gets spiked.
That said, you'll launch opponents upward until
Hey,
their
I'm
damage
not giving you
reaches a certain
junk for
percentage.
it though, Ghostman. I think a lot of us just thought it was gonna be a third party considering the
I
theme.
think a lot of us kind of
Exceed that
I think this
percentage,
is what
and
we
you'll
should
need to
take.
be
I think this
careful.
is where we should
You may
honestly,
find it
like,
helpful
take
to mid-air
swagger
dodge.
future, like, Smash reveals is that we should
I've already shown this, but you can also use it to latch onto edges.
Look, here's the good news though.
So
heard
that's
it
the
data
is
episode.
that
mines,
every
in the
reveal
data
so
mines,
far has
there's
been
Now,
potential
for the
for us to
sideways
get 10
inputs.
more characters
This is
after
Erdfar, the same name as the weapon from Celtic
So we could
mythology.
potentially have 10 more characters after this.
First, we'll go through the forward and back air attacks. As you can see,
I
they
won't
have
lie
a
though,
long
this is
back.
the last character. I feel
Like
like
so.
everybody would have the right to be mad, but it isn't. So
Marth's air
people
attack
shouldn't
keeps
be complaining.
opponents in check too, right?
If this was the final one, like this is the final character for this game. Oh, Then we'll be disappointed.
If Byleth does the same thing, you'd win out.
This is
so
not
you
the
should
final
be able to
character.
meet
He
it.
confirmed there's more.
Thank goodness
Next,
they actually
the side
announced in
smash
September we're getting more.
This also
Yeah,
has a long
otherwise-
range.
That's
It'll
a good
connect
thing.
even
I don't
here.
think people should be too disappointed.
Otherwise, this would be a lot
I
worse.
do admit that being the final character for this Fighter's
Also,
Pass
if
was
you add an
probably a
upward
poor
tilt,
decision.
it's
Yeah.
That's a
That
very
I can
important
agree.
decision.
Maybe. Well, I mean,
And if
imagine
you
if
knock
Terry
an
was the
opponent
last
down,
one.
the side attack won't hit.
Yeah, like
You should
imagine
add
if
a
like
downward
Terry,
tilt to
Banjo, or Joker
Okay,
was the
Banjo
last
would have been
one. That like that would have been better.
Banjo would have been icing on the cake.
I
By the
think
way,
that would
the
make
tip of the
it,
lance is more
a
powerful.
little more like
The shaft part is
because we had
weaker.
those announcements. They were so like huge.
So it's not suited to close
ending off, you
combat.
think, oh, it's gonna maybe
Okay, so
end
we're
on that
in
same
this
level.
It
direct
won't
by
deal much
15
damage,
minutes.
and it won't launch opponents far.
Well, I'll have to say this,
That's
is
why,
that
as a
if we
rule,
do get another
you wanna
first-party
hit with
rep
the
and it's
blade
not
aimed
Fire
upwards.
Emblem, then hey, other first-party reps that this
Or
you
downward.
know what's
they can
funny?
still get in.
The only first party Nintendo character in
the side
Smash
special.
4 was Corrin, and now look what happened now. Byleth is the only one we have. I mean,
Byleth will
Piranha
simply
Plant
swing
counts,
the
yeah.
lance like this. But again, it is excellent reach.
So hey, there's still a
For
chance for
example, even when your
Waluigi,
opponent
there's
is
still
at
a
this
chance for
distance,
Dixie
I
Kong.
don't
still
think any
hit.
assist trophies are coming to this game. I'm sorry.
Wait, hold on. Wasn't it Corrin like the last DLC fighter
Actually,
for
you can do a
Smash 4?
smash attack to
No,
jump
No,
forward.
that was
Like
Bayonetta
this.
actually.
Oh, okay.
It's the same.
But yeah, watch this. We're only getting third parties or
as you'd
Fire
expect,
Emblem
it can
characters.
be easily
Screw your
shielded,
other
so be
first
careful.
parties.
I feel like we'll get more third party characters. I don't think Terry's the
Use it in
last
midair,
one.
and you'll
I really
carve
don't
up a
think
large
he
area.
is.
Oh, there's no way he is.
I feel
Returning
like
to
at the
side
time
air attacks
Nintendo
from
wanted
earlier, they
to
have
promote
great
three houses, and
horizontal reach,
honestly,
but
this
they
is
lack
gonna
verticality.
going to get those sales going.
So this complements it well.
If the people even look past the Fire
Although
Emblem
you'll be vulnerable
Smash
when you
thing
land.
again.
I'll probably
Well,
give
you
it-
know
I'll
there's
give it-
gonna
I'll
be
give
a
it
huge
Word
shot.
backlash from this. You
I'll
just
give it a
know there
shot.
will
For
be.
these, Byleth will use an axe called
It's
Emir.
like three houses is a pretty good one.
That does
like,
not have a
It's
lot of
named after a weapon that appears in Ugaritic myth. First, the down air attack.
It's just
I
that
really
I'm
hope they
not-
don't
I'm not
really
much of a
is
fan of the
very-
style it has. That's my only problem with it.
You can try for a meter
I really
effect
hope
with
that
this
they don't
attack.
like super
Oh,
nerf this character or
God.
have to
Next
be
is the
super
down
weak
smash
on
attack.
release. Because I do want people
Heavy
playing
swing
this
of the
character in
axe
tournament
back
though.
and
They
forth.
do look cool.
As you can
No,
see,
the
it
thing is,
has
they
a
look
great deal
unique
of
compared
launch
to any
power.
sword character I've ever seen.
And for the down
Yeah.
special,
They actually made
But
a really
they-
unique
but they have
style of
Byleth
sword
channels
character.
all their
Look at
energy
this,
into a
look at
devastating
this.
strike.
But
It's
they
a
have
whole
slow,
move
yeah, but
similar
they
to
seem like
the
they have
Falcon
slow
Punch.
moves
here's
and they
what
don't
makes
seem
it
to be
different.
very fast. So
I
I
don't
wouldn't
know
be
this
surprised
When
if
ready
they
to
end
move,
up
there's
using like
super
this
armor.
tier of death.
I don't think they'll be as good as the other characters. I'm sorry. I do not.
Which
think
allows
they'll
you to
be
withstand an
as good
attack.
as the other Fire Emblem characters.
super armor.
Just so
huh?
you know, if you execute a
Oh,
Falcon
gosh.
Punch at about the same time, it plays
Are you
out.
kidding me?
No!
armor
You,
to the Falcon.
you can't do that to
Due to the
Falcon!
super armor effect, you have the advantage.
Holy crap!
Falcon
Unless you
uses
regret.
beware.
Beware!
Just
Another
like
notable
John
aspect
McClane
is
said.
that it lets you pass through
Yippee-ki-yay,
platforms.
Mr. Falcon.
While you're charging
What
that,
the
you breeze past platforms like this to reach a lower area.
Oh, that's the thing to use.
Yeah, I
It's
do
gonna
like
be a
that.
platform
It won't
tool.
let you jump, but you could use it as a surprise attack.
It's
Also,
gonna
you
get
can
nerfed
turn
just
around
like K.
during the
Rool's
move.
blunderbuss.
Fire Emblem fans are so
The swing takes
ecstatic
a
right
while.
now.
So if an opponent runs behind
Oh, wait,
you during the
it's
move,
Doria
you can
I mean, I like
2.0.
Fire
change
Emblem,
direction.
so it's whatever.
It's Ganon's overpowered
Even
smash
though it can be
attack.
hard to land a hit with this move,
Oh no! Don't
it can be
say
really
that.
effective when used against a group of opponents.
Holy
Doria!
crap!
And of course
Plus,
he uses
even
it
if you
up
fail
any
to land a
ideas.
direct hit, any opponents on the ground nearby will still be launched a little.
Doria!
It's as if the
Doria!
quaking of the ground launches
As a
it.
shockwave. Interesting.
So it's like
By the way,
these,
earlier
force
I
pass.
talked a little bit about the other Fire Emblem characters' moves. I don't recommend using
Yeah,
this
they're-
down special against fighters from the Fire Emblem series, because you'll just get
It's so
loads
funny
of
because
counters.
like that means another
It
the
hits with
series
that
is
much power
represented
with a single
again
attack.
with another character.
Counters can actually multiply
Yeah,
the
which is
power of
unfortunate.
blocked attacks, and using easily
That is so
anticipated
weird
attacks
to
like
me.
this could just get you hit by counter
I
after
feel like if
counter.
you were
Well,
gonna
time to
put
use
Violet
Tail.
in this game, you should have made Violet
Next, you
like
have the neutral
a
move.
separate character
The
from
bow
the
you
Fighter's
use
Pass.
is called
That's my
Failma,
question.
which shares its
What?
name with the bow
Yeah.
from the Knights of the Round
They
Table.
broke their
Like,
own
I would've
rules.
It only
preferred-
appears in a few neutral
Like,
moves.
I would have preferred if they,
You've
like,
got the
like,
neutral air
announced
attack.
this character, like,
This
way
attack is similar
earlier.
to a move of
Like, it's
Yeah,
just
that's
like the
the
second
problem.
DLC
This
character.
It lets you spin
terrible
This has been-
Oh gosh, that looks like Richter's like Nair, but better.
It's also easy
I think
to
that
pick
is
certain
really
It could
combos.
have been like during the E3 with
gosh.
Bento, where it's like instead of hero, it was
And with the neutral
maybe
special,
this, maybe it would be
you'll let loose
less
an arrow.
of like, oh okay.
Yeah, that would have been way
It was
better.
gonna be
Yeah.
down. Then
there
Hero
are
could have been maybe
Nintendo,
later as
Nintendo
well.
finds a weird position to announce these characters.
The biggest
in.
difference between
This is
this
the
bow and
weirdest
Link's
one.
is that once you enter the
This
command,
one definitely
you
feels
keep
like,
charging
okay, Three
until it's ready.
Houses was big, so put it in
You can't
for,
release
like,
it
promotion
partway
as
through
well.
the charge.
So you
When
can't
it does
spam it
fire,
like
the
Link's.
arrow travels at high speed.
Yeah.
That's gonna be.
On the
It's also
beginning
like
of
very
it,
powerful.
Sakurai said that Nintendo
That
does
said,
have a say
you
on
can
the
still
characters
cancel
to
out
some
of the
degree.
stance using the shield.
Does
Oh,
have
Nintendo
some,
was
but
the
Nintendo has
people picking
You can also
these
change
characters
direction
in the
while in the
games. Yeah,
stance.
that's true.
That
Gosh
it-
dang it,
like,
Nintendo.
it works
Why
on
are you
time
picking
as well.
Fire Emblem characters?
You broke your own
Keep
rules,
holding the
Nintendo.
button.
Shame on you.
Ghostman, I thought you were
You
fine
unleash
with this, Ghostman.
I'm okay with it, but Nintendo choosing this? What the
Powerful
heck?
arrow that looks like a beam of light.
Holy!
Oh wait,
What the
this is
fuck
gonna
was
be
that?
their main
This move by hitting
B&B.
the button
Is this
held
arrow
down.
move?
What the fuck was
You
that?
charge
Now,
up
here's the
power
question.
like
Is
so.
Nintendo going
Charge
to
a
pick
bit
the
more,
next batch
and
of
then
DLC, or
fire.
Sakurai actually going to pick himself?
But again, you'll need to take care
that
of
one
using
item
these
is-
moves.
it's
For
stronger.
one,
You shoot
when you've
someone from
powered up the
farther
move to
away.
its max, there's no way to
It's
cancel
okay,
out.
we're gonna pick Anna
Not
from
even
Fire
with the shield
Emblem
button.
Awakening.
In other words, you're committed to firing it.
Holy crap.
Yeah,
We're gonna
So
get
you see,
in
a situation like this is
Fire
pretty
Emblem
terrible.
Game Boy Advance.
Oh,
Oh, that's
Once you've
cool.
entered
The
the stand,
freaking tables go down in the
You
background.
won't be able to do anything,
That's actually really
which
cool. I
means
like
it's
that.
quite
This
the
is not a
risky
legal
attack to
stage.
use against fighters who have a move
cares?
with a
Well,
reflector
this stage is
But
banned.
you could always just
cares?
aim into the fray, as it is, after all, a long-range move,
I mean, competitive people
letting
like
you
me are
deal
going
a
to
sudden
care.
blow to opponents.
Nah.
So
It's a
you
walk
need to
off,
think
so it's
carefully
banned.
when using this projectile weapon. Byleth's final smash is called Progenitor God Ruptured Heaven. In the original game, there's a move called Ruptured Heaven. This
Oh,
is
wow,
an
that's a nice
enhanced
looking
version.
stage.
That is a cool final smash. I do like this.
It is.
Yeah?
As you can see, you team up with the mysterious Sothis and launch an
You could
attack
use
together.
more. That's just me wanting more flashiness.
誰であるのか何なのかというのは原作で確認してみていただければと思います。
Now, let's talk about the color variations. It's set up so that the
I love
default and
female
odd-numbered
Violet
color
design so
variations are male,
much.
while the even-numbered
Here we
ones
have the
are
alt
female.
you'll never use, and the alt that
However,
everyone
the
will
third,
use.
fourth, and fifth colors are, as you can see, reminiscent of the house
They
colors.
have to represent the other house.
Those of you who played the original game will of course understand what I'm referring to.
Okay, never mind. I probably will use
The sixth color is based on Sothis, you just saw earlier.
Oh, yep. A lot of people are going to be
And the
wearing that
seventh
alt,
and
I
eighth
know.
variations have a different hair color, which is based on something that occurs in the course of the original game story.
No, Sakurai,
Didn't you see this variation in the final
you're going to
Smash?
spoil everything. You spoiled all
Aw,
the
I
time,
would've-
people.
You have to get the game now.
Chronicles for
Look at the
us.
comment sections of this. People are totally going to spoil this.
You spoiled
Yeah.
Xenoblade Chronicles.
This is
Next,
as
I'll
a
introduce
first.
the stage.
Smash has been known to spoil
For this
a lot
one,
of
we
games.
of course tried to
Look at the
recreate the
stage.
place where you spend most of the game, Garreg Mach Monastery. This is how Garreg Mach Monastery is laid out in the original game. From these, we chose to have it cycle through the marketplace, reception
Worldwide.
hall,
The game was
bridge,
a worldwide release.
and cathedral, all in one stage.
Oh, that's cool.
It's the type of stage that rotates through different areas, such as these four.
So it's banned.
Let me introduce
stage
each
is
of the
banned.
guests that appear in these four areas. The first
I mean,
area
it's
is
the
the
Fire Emblem
marketplace.
characters from the game.
I think this is where a lot of people come to do their shopping. The guests that appear
Yeah,
here are
they
students of the Blue
explore the
Lion's
outside
house.
of it.
Dimitri,
Yeah, these are the
Dedu,
different
and Ingrid.
clans.
Not Dimitri, Dudu,
Ingrid's
or
pretty
Ingrid.
sick.
Their names are a bit
I gotta
difficult to
stick
say.
with Eligard. Sorry, mate.
They're
I
largely from
like
the Holy
this
Kingdom
is
of Farta.
this is giving me
Since
some
it's a
vibes
kingdom,
from
that
the
means they
COF
have a
stage.
monarchy. For that reason, I guess you could say
Yeah.
Dimitri is the future king.
I guess
He had
we're
quite
not
the
getting
difficult
Maya
life
again.
and may or may not end up with just one eye.
How
He's
I
an
watch
important
the Fire Emblem characters really don't show that much skin.
There are vendors on either
Remember,
side.
Smash is for good boys.
In the
and good
original
girls.
game, these are important booths.
Yeah,
where you
remember.
buy all sorts of
Yeah, but they still add Tarja as a freaking.
Here you
I
can break
could
the
really
jersey.
see. I could see now why they didn't
If
show
you
this
do
at the
break
Game
them,
Awards.
The stage will expand to the
She
left
looks
and right.
censored. Like,
This
Yeah,
could
she
have
was.
been a reveal
I
at the
wonder where
Game
people will
Awards.
buy
I
their
feel like it
supplies
still
now.
would have been.
you probably
And in the
would've-
background,
probably would've
you
been
can
a lot
see
of
the
booths,
gatekeepers.
though. A lot of
You often
booths.
pass through this
Gatekeeper
area
for
with
Smash!
Fire Emblem
Gatekeeper for
and you
Smash!
end up talking to
Oh,
people.
hell yeah, let's play it. Gatekeeper.
Moving through
Who
these
doesn't
areas is
gatekeep?
possible thanks to this mysterious platform.
Oh yeah.
Just when it
it's
seems
a
like you've come to a stop,
Whoa!
big stage.
Okay, that's
you'll come
cool. That's
crashing
actually
back
really
down.
cool.
We've broken through the ceiling and
That's actually
slammed
the
into the
clan I
door.
want to join when I get this game eventually.
And the guests in the reception hall
Yeah,
are
Black Eagle,
Edelgard,
that's the clan I would
Dorothea, and
choose.
Petra, the
Oh my
Black
God,
Eagles.
yeah.
Take note, it's not spelled
Edelgard is the
Edelgard.
best girl in this
They're
game,
from
and
the
I'm playing that
Adrestian
all.
Empire.
I don't care.
And as such, they embrace their military might.
I think it said Black
Edelgard is one of the characters
females
who is
in the
central to the conflict. Depending on the path you take, she'll go through some terrible ordeals.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Edelgard would have been. I would have been.
You'll notice there
more
are
hyped for
prominent
Edelgard.
chandeliers above the stage.
A lot of people
It's
probably
possible to knock them down.
You know what? We got the
Chandeliers, yep,
We
it's
got
like
the
the lights.
However, Byleth can't actually reach it, even though it's their stage. You
Ha!
can reach it with other fighters,
You get
though.
screwed by your own
Embarrassing.
stage!
So, it's nice if you can work your way up there by getting lucky and being launched up, or
Yeah,
perhaps by using another
Kirby can
fighter
get up
as a
there, I'm
stepping
fine.
stone.
You can't even take advantage
go.
of your own
I made it.
stage! Oh my
And you
god!
can knock it down. Also, you can break this table.
Also,
like so.
well, Dr. Mario's not getting up there because that character is
Just like the
sadly low
sign that
tier.
reads Fuding Kaza in the
have enough
Suzuka
jump
Castle
height, that's the
stage,
biggest
it can
issue.
break
All
if
I
you
know
put
is
somebody
people
on
are
it.
into
gonna-
it
People
at
are
close
gonna want to
range.
know when the next Smash DLC character is getting revealed. Honestly, if we don't get anything this time,
Next up, the bridge.
we're gonna
The
have to
camera
wait till the next
rotates
Nintendo
90
Direct,
degrees,
which will
creating
probably
this
be
long
February.
area.
You could put somebody
very
through the table like
wide indeed.
WWE.
Oh, here's the last clan.
Who cares about this
It's
guy?
similar to the bridge of
I know.
Elden stage.
I don't care about this guy either.
The guests are from the Golden
I
Deer,
mean, the girl, sure.
Claude,
Why
Hilda,
not?
and
She's
Lawrence.
fine. But
They
gosh dang, I
belong to
would
the
not
Leicester
choose this
Alliance.
clan.
I heard this guy's a doof.
Because it's an alliance of many noble families, you could say that they have a wide assortment of members. And Claude is the
I
sharpest of the
swear, a lot of
bunch.
the animations from the Cop stage kinda got
Incidentally,
reused. I
both
don't
Claude
know
and
why.
Hilda are the names of characters that appear in
Oh,
Genealogy of the
considering
Holy War, the fourth
Wireless
title in the
moves
Fire
has a
Emblem
lot of
series.
reused animations
I
from
guess
other
once you've reached the
fighters,
17th
like
game
Joker's
and you're
Arc
creating
Team.
40 characters
I want
for
to see
each new
Richter's
entry,
neutral
you're
air
bound to get a
so
bit
on
of
and
name
so
dropping.
forth. I can
The
see why
naming
you
process
do that.
must be
It's
tough.
kind of sad, honestly.
Hey, it looks like the Pegasus Knight is busy training.
I'm just
As for the
curious
bridge's
how
design,
many
it's just
more
a long
DLC
pathway,
characters are we
plain and
getting?
simple. You can expect plenty of
Oh,
blows
probably
to be
it's the
exchanged
bridge
at
of
the edges of the
Elven.
screen.
Oh
You could
my
also
god,
say
that's a
it's a
full
place where the
screen
fail
move!
not really shines.
That is
And in
full
this sense,
screen.
I think it
Oh,
suits the
boy,
Golden
I
Deer
hope
perfect.
you all,
This is a nice
all-
looking stage. I'll give him that. It's a nice looking stage.
I hope you're all ready for that arrow spam online.
Yep, there's gonna be a lot of it.
The
Plus,
last
your best
area
luck
is
that
with
once
character.
you're charging it, you can't
Only with
move,
some
so-
platforms you can
Yeah,
pass
but
through.
if you
You're
like
at a
get
good
afraid
spot.
The
against
guests
other
appearing
people
in
and
the
someone's just
cathedral
hanging
are
out in the
Seta,
back, you know
Flame,
someone
and
can
Rhea.
spam that shit.
There's Seta, who appears to have an extremely strong bond with his sister, Flame.
Not like
She
I'm gonna
seems
do
to be
that
under the
beside this.
protection of him and Rhea, who you can see fighting
Wait,
during the opening
you
of
said you
Fire
weren't
Emblem
gonna
Three
spoil
Houses.
the alts! What the hell?
All three
Oh,
have
thank you
character
for
quirks
spoiling
related to their true
Sakurai.
identities.
Hey,
I feel that
haven't gotten
Flame
the
might
game
be
yet
saying
'cause I'm broke.
shush
I
at
guess
this
now
point, so I'll leave it at that.
too late.
This is a
gone
simple
too
area
far.
of the
The
stage.
damage
All
has
it
already
has
been
are
done.
these
You've
platforms.
already spoiled it.
Being the last area, it may be a
You
place
already
where some
spoiled the
intense
game for
battles
us.
will be waged. It'll cycle through each
Or not.
location in about 2.5
No, not
minutes.
really. Not for competitive play.
No. Let's see Bayonetta in
Let's see,
action.
gosh
Okay,
dang
today
it.
we'll have a tag team battle in Squad Strike with the
Oh,
DLC team pitted
goodness.
against Fire Emblem protagonists from throughout the ages.
I'm
That'll
not
give
gonna
us
consider her a
precisely
DLC
5 players per
Oh,
side.
rip Piranha Plant.
Alright, here we go,
Consider
Joker.
Piranha Plant that's the first fighter the DLC
Joker!
pass after
I
this
can't
shit.
pile with that DLC, sadly.
Joker!
And Hero! Gee, we really made a lot, huh? Banjo! By now, I think you
You're
know what
killing
I'm
all of
doing.
our favorite characters!
But basically,
No!
I'm trying to
You
defeat
are
all 5
okay!
opponents
You
with
are
just the professor.
okay!
But as
What?
expected, it's going to be a pretty tough battle, so I'm using anything I can get.
Sakurai
my
is killing all of our DLC hopes and dreams.
It's not going to land that easily.
Maybe we'll get some news on what the next
this is
update will have
bad.
as in for like extra content.
And
Maybe.
again,
I'm hoping.
Gotta keep-
I
This will
Sakurai.
say he'll maybe bring something up in terms of like
gotta
a
keep
fighter
resistance.
pass and like it'll return.
Yes, that's what I want to know, man.
I'll use this
I
chance
feel
to
like
I
tag
really
Three
hope
would
this
be
isn't
like
the
the
end.
next
This
Got it.
isn't like this. They don't.
That's
Oh,
scary.
so
He's invincible for a moment here.
I mean, I'm starting to like Violet more and more as I see her in
Lots of
action.
explosives.
I still consider her. I don't consider the male counterpart to be a thing. I'm
Perfect shield
sorry.
of
I
that.
just do not like male alts.
Good one.
Female alts.
It just depends on
Hey,
the character.
you don't trash on Robin. Male
Like
Robin
this,
is
like
amazing.
Yeah,
this.
Robin's
Go
cool,
like
but I
so.
still will use any
No answer,
female.
huh?
There's the female
There,
alt.
the soccer ball connected.
No, Ike! Killed Ike. No, you get out of here. You get out of here. We don't talk about you.
Good. There's Mom.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
There's Mom. Oh my god.
It
kind of stinks that we're not going to be able to play this character till like the 28th.
I shouldn't have taken that. Gardevoir.
That's like two.
Well,
No,
I
you
guess
guys
no one
don't know.
uses
That's 2 weeks from
projectiles.
now.
At this point,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if Gardevoir's there or not.
Well, because
They're
you
not
think
gonna
about
fuck
it,
Mark.
the last two DLC characters
feel like
were
the
released the
enemy-
day
Yeah,
that
they
it
came
was
right
out.
after.
Yeah.
See? They got it.
I'll give Nintendo props though. They
But they
kept
mustn't
this
give up.
so well hidden from leakers. Not even the leakers
How?
could guess who it was.
That freak shield.
I think it's because like if someone guessed, oh, it's Fire
There's
Emblem,
another
he would have
Smash
been
Ball.
like, no,
Yes,
that's
got it.
Yeah,
that
nobody
would
would
be
have
it.
said yes.
What do you
I said Fire Emblem in a joking manner the other day. Just like, oh, it's
Oh
looking
gosh,
Fire
I love
Emblem.
this one. No Smash.
You did?
Oh, it's
There's
so
still more.
When we were playing Smash the other day, I just joked like, it's gonna be Fire Emblem. Well, it's gonna be another.
Go on.
song.
You can take the hammer.
Yeah, there's 30 minutes left.
Although I'm scared I might get hit with a counter in this state.
The thing with the 5th DLC characters, no one was expecting Nintendo to break
I
their
was
own
trying to
rules
fight using
regarding
byless
DLC
abilities
characters.
alone,
Wait a minute,
but
okay,
what
so
matters
this is where we
is
get more info on
good
this
games.
character.
Yeah, because remember how Reggie said it'd be series new to Smash?
It can be fun to play like
Yeah.
this,
Yeah.
especially
Yeah.
in time
Exactly.
so I think it's a
Smash
good
at all.
idea to try imposing different types of challenges on yourself.
Let's listen
The
to
end.
what it says.
Classic mode. Oh, song classic.
Oh gosh.
Now, about the additional
How
music.
much?
How many?
Since
is
it's
it
from
gonna
the
be
Fire
more than
Emblem
3?
series, we'll be adding each of the new tracks to all
It's
the
gonna be
Fire Emblem
many.
stages. There are already a lot of Fire Emblem tracks in
Yeah,
the
they'll
game.
just be added to the
Our
Fire
selection
Emblem
this
stages,
time
of
has been made
course.
taking those
Yeah, because
existing
it's already in
into
Smash.
consideration.
Why not break the rules even more?
11
Oh,
songs are
that's
being
not
added.
bad. 11, holy crap.
This
Oh,
includes
yeah,
the
good.
version of the main theme in both
This
Japanese
is
Well, we're
and
not-
elements
English.
from Three Houses.
And
I hope
Square
you'll enjoy
needs to
these.
step
Wait,
up
we're not
game
getting 50 songs from SNK again.
We're also adding in
No
new
offense for
spirit.
that,
world.
honestly.
Oh yeah, spirits. I'll be doing that.
It includes the
I'm
house
gonna
leaders
skip
among some of
Spoilers.
the other popular
It's
characters.
time to-
I mean, obviously they were gonna add this.
Sothis is Legend class.
Yes.
Also, there's a new classic mode route, a heroic legacy, which is designed to let you enjoy classic Fire
what?
Emblem stages from throughout the series' history. The final
He's gonna
battle
take
is
us through the
against
classic
Master Hand
mode.
and Crazy
Don't.
Hand, but you'll find that something pretty amusing happens, so look forward to that.
Of
Wait,
course it's
wait,
Master
what?
and Crazy
Now
Hand.
for the Mii Fighter
That's
costume.
cool. Wait, hold
Please
on,
take a
okay,
look.
Here we go.
Okay,
Oh,
here comes the
gosh.
deconfirmed characters.
Oh,
Deconfirmed
gosh,
characters.
boys, this is
Gino, here comes Gino. Heihachi Lloyd.
No.
Oh,
Dante.
Pretty Fazbear. Pretty Fazbear.
Pray to God right now, boys.
Pretty Fazbear.
Oh.
What?
Wait, what the?
Altair! Altair! What the?
Oh. Now I'm hurt.
This is more hype
Pretty
than
cool, but now I'm hurt. I would
Fifth
have been fine all
character.
night.
Really?
Ouch.
Rabbit.
Hey,
Oh, Rayman confirmed. Rayman confirmed.
Oh gosh! Oh gosh! The memes! The memes!
Rayman
Oh,
confirmed.
get it out of
Rayman
here!
confirmed.
Oh gosh!
No.
Mega Man X.
Oh,
no!
No.
X got
Couldn't be his skin. He couldn't be his
They
skin
brought
for
it-
Mega Man.
They brought it back, huh?
Man,
Oh,
no, that worked.
no.
Okay, so we're getting all the old alt. Yeah.
It could have been
Oh, you guys are
Could have been
forgetting.
doll.
You guys are forgetting that they brought these skins in Smash 4. Remember? They had these.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Cuphead! 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 More music!
Oh my gosh!
Cuphead!
hey, this is.
Oh no!
I would have been a fair
Holy crap!
This one's gonna be good.
This is so dope!
Oh shit! I'm probably gonna buy this shit too.
Oh my god!
Should have been a character.
I'm buying that
Should have been the
I'll
fighter.
take this. I'll gladly take this, but that is so...
Okay, I ain't gonna lie, that's hype! That's hype! That's actually sick!
I would have been okay with Altair as a 5th DLC fighter.
So it's gonna be 75 cents for it's not cheap. January 28th.
Cuphead!
That's cool.
Yeah, Cuphead!
Bravo! Bravo!
This time
Anything
we're
else? What do we
releasing a
got?
Cuphead costume.
Oh,
And for
gosh,
those
that's
of you who
amazing.
purchased the Cuphead costume, an additional song will be added.
I gotta
It's called
get it now.
Floral
I gotta
Fury,
get that. I
and
gotta
it's
get
the
that
theme that
costume
plays
because
when
I want
fighting
that song.
Cagney Carnation.
Yes! Yes!
I hope you enjoyed these as well.
Thank God.
After purchasing a costume, I recommend using the sharing feature. If someone has created a Mii fighter, you can play using the costume
gonna
it's
show all
wearing
the-
immediately after you download it.
Okay, Sakura, it doesn't look like that.
Sans!
And now, onto the amiibo.
Richter.
Gosh, dang it. We're getting
The color palette for Dark Samus looks pretty good, doesn't it? Dark Samus and Richter are planned for release on Friday, January 17th.
I'm not interested.
I know.
I don't know any places called amiibos, really.
Alright,
そして
they're
今
gonna
回
announce the next
And now,
fighter.
with the addition of Byleth, the
Better be
Fighter's
someone
Pass
good.
is finally complete. The lineup was Joker, Hero,
Ghost
Banjo and Kazooie, Terry Bogard, and Byleth. From more than 70 fighters, only 5 have been added.
だけれども元々が
But I must say, this game has always been an exceptional experience. And since the roster was already so large to begin with, right from the start, we intended to make the most out of the new gameplay mechanics and so on. There really were a lot of new mechanics, weren't there? When we add a new fighter,
don't tell
we
me
don't
this is
simply
the
make
end.
their attacks or their movements a
not.
little different.
Stop
Instead, we
going!
try to offer you a whole new style of play.
Stop.
He's dead.
そして
As I stated, we'll continue to release more DLC fighters down the line. I had thought that 1 or 2 might suffice, but, well, have a look.
Fighter Pass 2.
Ghost
Yep,
man, ghost man,
we
ghost
do.
man.
Down, Ghostman.
1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5.
We like money!
What? Oh my god.
Looks like there'll be one more fighter than last time. For this reason, we will be releasing the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Fighters
I
Pass
don't know if you fire
Volume
him
2.
character.
It
That's
will be
true.
available for pre-purchase on the date shown,
How much?
so please keep an eye out. And now that it's official, we intend to move ahead with
December
development.
31st, 2021!
Of course, like last time, the contents will remain unknown for now, and I'm personally very sorry that we have to release Fighters Pass Volume 2 when the details have yet to be revealed.
Oh, come
Like
on!
last time, I'd be
I'm
very
actually gonna
grateful
hold
out on
if,
this
despite that, you would understand why
How
and purchase it.
much?
Furthermore,
That would be
the new
$20
additions
like
have
last
already
time.
been decided. Even if I receive
Fire
many
Emblem
requests
All
regarding
Stars.
potential candidates on Twitter, I'm afraid it would be very hard to consider them.
ですがまあ
But I still hope you'll look forward to it.
なお
How much
We're
is
also
this
including a
pass?
bonus with Fighters Pass Volume 2. Last time, it was a Rex
Oh
costume,
gosh, what is
but
it?
this time, here's what we have.
What is it?
Breath of the Wild League?
That it?
Okay.
It's a Mii Fighter costume for Mii Sword Fighter, the ancient soldier gear from the
okay,
Legend of
Okay,
Zelda Breath
that's
of the Wild.
cool.
Not bad.
That is cool.
This will not be
That
for
is
sale
cool.
individually,
Can we
so it can only
pre-purchase
be
it now
acquired
or on
as
the
part
28th?
of Fighters Pass
On
Volume 2.
28th.
Gosh dang it! Why can't I buy it now, man?
I can't just go single
Glass.
like I've been doing.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
It's been reported that Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is the highest selling fighting game in the world. Personally,
it,
I don't
boys.
know if it counts as simply a fighting game, but I guess it's seen as a fighting game around the
It
world.
isn't for me.
Boys,
It
it
is.
is to me.
今まで、ストリート
Seems like Street Fighter 2 was in the lead for a while, but now Super Smash Bros. Ultimate has
Well,
surpassed it in total
competitive scene?
sales.
Is Smash a fighting game?
However, I'm not sure if this is accurate.
スト2といえば
There were 5 versions of Street Fighter 2, or 6 to 7 if we really want to get into the weeds. Plus, there's the arcade versions and the 25 ports to other systems, so I don't know if that's been accounted for. Also, I don't know if that really qualifies as one game.
らえるのか
It's up for discussion.
なので
So, who knows? But when it comes to a single piece of software, it seems like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is number 1.
ということらしいです。ですが
Although, I still don't know if it can really be called just a fighting game. I feel like it's become more than a fighting game, some sort of celebration of gaming or something else entirely.
Yes! Yes!
Also, I feel a deep attachment to the 5 DLC fighters.
非常に
I know.
考え
I know.
ています
We know.
The first Fighter's Pass just wrapped up, but it was decided that there will be more DLC, which means no breaks for me. I plan to keep working hard, so I hope you can continue to support us. That's it. Thank you.
Nope, no 6 fighter reel. All right. Yeah.
That's
all right. No.
6. Okay. Oh my gosh, dude. You know what? I'm totally happy. Freaking 6 characters. No, you need to know. Okay, so here's the thing. These.
All right, here we go. We gotta look up the salt online.
Okay, look.
Let me go get my phone.